are recording. Good day, everybody. We're here with Marieke, little baby Chewy, who's sleeping, and myself, Andrea. We're going to cover chakras and grounding in today's short video. So Marieke, can you go over, so for the very, very basic beginner, what are chakras? Why are they important? And maybe you can go over all the points that they're located in our body as well as in animals.
I love that. So our chakras, many people have heard of these words before. So they are technically our energy highways within our body, how I call them. The areas within our body where a lot of energy moves through. And each chakra supports specific aspects within our being. So I can show you a quick picture, and for the people that are more interested in looking exactly where the chakras of our animals are, or shoot me a message, or just type in on Google animal chakras, and then you find these beautiful pictures with colors on them. So I'm just quickly going to show them for you. So as you see, the human and animal chakras, they're very similar.
Yeah.
Most people are familiar with the main 7 chakras. With Quantum Touch, we actually work with 12 chakras. A couple of chakras that are outside of our physical body and even underneath our feet. But just for today, I'm going to speak about the 7 main chakras that people are mostly familiar with. For example, on Deepak Chopra's website, you can find a lot of information about it. And on my website as well, there speaks about the chakras as well. So starting with our root chakra, for people, it really, from our tailbone, goes straight down into the earth. For our animals, if you want to locate the root chakra, it's easiest to place your hand where the hips and where the tail starts. And kind of exactly, yeah, right there. And then when I meditate with my animals and I would like to strengthen their root chakra, I start to breathe into the hips, I start to breathe into their tail, and really visualizing, feeling the energy going back into the earth. So our root chakra is responsible for feeling very grounded and secure in life, and feeling very safe. So animals or people that have had abusive situations, unfortunately, their root chakra, it's a spinning cone going down into the earth. So when there has been trauma, then it just spins less vividly, it spins less in harmony, less in balance. So with energy work, we can support that chakra to release any blockages, any trauma, any energy pockets, how I call them, for that chakra to open up again and connect better with the earth, making the animal and the person feel more grounded, more secure, more safe. So now going to the sacral chakra. The sacral chakra, oh, just quickly, the root chakra is beautiful red color too. So for people that are already sensitive to energy or would like to expand their energy perceiving ability, you can visualize this beautiful red color and really breathe into that deep red and breathing that into the animal's body as well. The tone that comes with that chakra, the root chakra, is LAM, L-A-M, and you can tone that. So a couple of times without making sound or with making sound, you can just repeat the word LAM, LAM, and it becomes like a humming that you feel very deeply in your body. So then go into our sacral chakra. The sacral chakra is just below the belly button. Chewy is just adorable.
So that would be right here?
Yeah, exactly. And it goes through the whole body. So it comes through the front of the body forward, and it comes through the back of the body out of the back as well. So it radiates throughout the whole body. And it's this beautiful orange color. And the sacral chakra is about our sensuality, our sexuality as well. Also our joy in life, creativity comes from our sacral chakra. So with our animals, when they are maybe a little bit more, they feel a bit depressed, they have anxiety, their emotions are maybe not as stable, then I often focus on the sacral chakra to feel what energy is present there, and to feel if there's anything that needs to be released, and to strengthen the sacral chakra as well, to bring more joy into the animal's life, into the person's life. You can even dance and sing with your animals just to have fun. Anything that brings you fun, just goofing around, that supports the sacral chakra. And the sound of the sacral chakra is VAM. With each chakra is also a frequency. So with the root chakra is 396 hertz, and with the sacral chakra it's 417 hertz. It's interesting to know these frequencies as well, because we can find music on YouTube with 417 hertz that supports the sacral chakra. And then you can meditate together with your animal by placing the hands on their tummy, or maybe even a little bit away from their body. Have some nice essential oils going, play the music. And these are easy ways to bring ourselves back into balance. So now going to our solar plexus chakra that we've spoken about in the other conscious touch videos, exactly right there. So for the animals, often for the solar plexus chakra, I will place my hand on the chest, and the other hand goes where the shoulder blades come together.
Right,
so
okay.
Have that little dimple between the shoulder blades. That's where I place my hands, and then I just kind of let them melt into my hands. Yeah, exactly right there. So how you're holding him now, you're sandwiching his sacral, or his solar plexus chakra, sorry. And the solar plexus chakra is beautiful yellow, and it supports our emotional stability. It's also where a lot of our power, our energy comes from. So when we don't feel so well, when we've had a lot of emotional experiences happen that day or that week, maybe even that whole year or years, then that tends to block up into our solar plexus, with animals and with people alike. So that's always a beautiful area to focus on and to work on. The sound of the solar plexus chakra is Ram. So you can repeat Ram, 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 and just turn it into a mantra for your animal, for yourself. He's slowly sleeping. Oh, he's finding it comfortable. So then the heart chakra is beautiful emerald green. And even by placing our own hands on our chakras as well, we can support the release of energy within ourselves.
A bit higher?
Yeah, a little bit higher. So I often place my right hand on the heart chakra because it's giving energy a bit easier for me than my left hand. So I like to place my right hand on the heart chakra, and then I place the other hand near the solar plexus, because the solar plexus and the heart chakra together give such a release of energy when we meditate. He's just okay with it, hey? It's so beautiful to see.
So I have my hand at his heart chakra, and then I'm just...
And then the other hand just goes over to the shoulder blades, and just start taking nice deep breaths from your heart, and breathe into that infinite, that unconditional love that you have for him. And by meditating, even if it's 5-10 minutes, it just really relaxes the spine, it relaxes the nervous system. And once the nervous system is relaxed, then the chakras have an easier time opening up and releasing energy as well. The sound of the heart chakra, of the beautiful emerald green, is Yam, and it's 639 hertz. So we can find on YouTube 639 hertz music, and for the solar plexus it's 528 hertz. 528 hertz is also the miracle frequency. So I love playing music with 528 hertz, just singing along. Sometimes I just meditate with Jibba a little bit, and just throughout my day, those different frequencies are playing. The throat chakra, with our animals and with people, we don't want to just place our hands right on it. It just doesn't feel so comfortable.
Yeah.
So we want to give it a little bit of space. So often I might place the hand on the back and then I leave a little bit more space at the front. So just under the occipital ridge in the back, and then I just leave a little bit of space. Or you can go on the sides of the neck on both sides. I just leave the front part open for the energy to release and come out. So with animals and with people that have had a hard time speaking their inner truth in life, and as many of us have experiences where we have been shut down a little bit, where we just became more quiet, those are moments where our throat chakra often gets a little bit of a blockage. That might connect straight with our heart as well. When we feel we can't speak from our heart, then those chakras tend to close down a bit. Illnesses that are connected to the throat chakra are thyroid, throat cancer, unfortunately, too. But a lot of thyroid issues you see with animals as well, with cats and dogs. And I find often that these blockages happen there for years sometimes. So regular energy sessions, if that's just meditating yourself with your animal, releasing the energy, or visiting an energy healer maybe every 3 months, a couple of times a year, just to make sure that all the energy is released, that your animal feels balanced. In combination with animal communication, it's just really lovely to give the animals their voice back and to have them speak to you and speak to what their natural balance would be. Then we have 2 more chakras. The third eye chakra, it's beautiful indigo blue. The throat chakra was HAM, by the way, and it's beautiful blue, and it's 741 hertz. And then the third eye chakra, it's 852 hertz, and it's beautiful indigo blue. Very often when we make little circular motions and we just take nice deep breaths from our heart, our animals just soften up the eyes, and you just feel them relaxing in their neck as well. So you can take the, how I call it, the tripod with the 3 fingers together, or you can just take 1 finger and make little circular motions right there. You can slide from the nose up and just kind of like feel at which point they soften their eyes. And that's how they can teach us exactly where the points are. Very nice. It's in Chinese medicine a very calming point that they use with acupuncture and acupuncture. So very often I release the energy there, and then I might slide down to the ears as well and the neck just to relax their whole upper body. So the third eye is about clear seeing, seeing ahead into the future as well. Then we have our crown chakra. Our crown chakra is beautiful violet, and can just place like the whole area at the top. With some animals, with some people it's a little smaller, with some people it actually really radiates outwards. So it's that whole area up the top. You can just make little circles, or you can just place your hands above there, or even on the side of his head. You can visualize this beautiful violet color radiating outside of his crown. And it's a 963 hertz, and it's our spiritual connection, our spiritual connection with our higher energies, and our connection, bring that into our body as well. So it's very important to connect with all these chakras, but then also to ground yourself again and to bring that energy back down into the earth.
That's amazing. Thank you for all those points, as well as the vibrational sounds with the hertz. So if people are wanting to understand a little bit about what the sounds are, they can actually just go on YouTube and just type in the frequencies. Like, for example, 417 hertz I wrote down for the sacral chakra. One can just go on YouTube and even just type in.
Yeah. And I will put on the video, I will put the sounds of the chakras with the frequencies really quickly, just to give a little extra. But
okay, great. Yeah.
To play the music, to work with the colors. If you like colors, color therapy is a beautiful way of aligning our own energies. And it's just a real fun journey to start to explore the chakras, and to, especially together with our animals, there's a lot of answers that come to us about their health, about our own health. And when we learn how to ground and give our excess energy off to earth, we just feel so much more stable, and we can start to get to know our own body in such a deep way, and our animal's body as well, that we can really help each other. So it's really.
And are there certain symptoms? I mean, now one thing I notice about Chewy, and I'll just ask you, he has a tendency, he's very calm, he's great, but he has a tendency to lick a lot, which I've heard could be a form of anxiousness or anxiety. Who knows? So if that's the case, which chakra would that align with? Or would there be a few chakras?
So when I think of licking behavior, or I think of dogs that might yawn a lot when they are not so sure what to do, you see certain kind of behaviors. What I usually do is I first ground myself, I take my deep breath, and then I place my hand on the back of the sacral chakra. Of the solar plexus, and just bring the energy back into their spine, just by placing my hands there. And when it's practiced more often, then just placing the hand already brings such a relaxation. What happens is when you place your hands on the spine, is they start to come back more into their body. Their nervous system relaxes just a little bit, and when they get a chance to relax their nervous system, you see their eyes soften too. Their emotional state often gets reassured right away. Sometimes you have to, maybe after placing the hand on the solar plexus, you might have to place the hand on the heart chakra as well. And just take a couple of breaths there, making sure the energy really releases down the spine back into the earth. And just by repeating this regularly, they just become more comfortable. Their emotional state becomes a bit more balanced. You might have to do this 10 times a day in the beginning, and then after a while only 5 times, or he might come to you to ask, oh, can you do this again? Can you help me to relax? Because he can maybe not so well do it himself yet. But usually over time, when we relax the spine, relax the nervous system, that kind of behavior starts to come down a lot. Had a lot of people with dogs that lick their feet a lot. And sometimes it's allergies, but sometimes it's also obsessive compulsive behaviors. Mm-hmm. So by relaxing the spine, bringing them back into their body, just comes like, and they just relax. And that's when the deeper healing can start to happen of their emotional state, their physical, and their overall well-being.
So I don't think anyone can see, but what I'm doing is I am actually doing what Marieke said. Chewy's getting a little bit, he's been so good. I think he's just, I'll put him down. Thank you, Chewy. I love you. Thank you. I put him down just in case he wants to. Oh, well, no, he still wants, to do his thing. And then with grounding, so you had mentioned, can you give us an overview with grounding?
Yeah, good question. So grounding we can do in a couple of different ways. For me, when I learned grounding, that was when I learned the quantum touch modality. I always had been doing intuitive energy work, but with quantum touch, they consciously taught us how to move our breath throughout our whole body, and how to give our excess energy off to earth, how to ground ourselves, how to feel stable. So the 2 easiest ways to ground ourselves that I find comfortable are to visualize light beams going through the middle of my feet, straight down into the earth. I often take a couple of breaths to my spine, and I connect my tailbone really deeply with earth as well. Then I feel I have like a third anchor. That makes me feel very grounded, very comfortable. Another way of grounding is feeling roots, just same as plants and trees have roots, and feeling that those roots go very, very deep into the earth. The same as plants, the root system is often way bigger than the plant or the tree above ground. So you have to really visualize your root system going really deep into the earth. If you like it, you can even go to the water, to the lava, to the core of earth. So with practice, it usually takes about a week. With practice, the visualization actually becomes a physical sensation in your body. And by doing it regularly, in the beginning I had to maybe do it 20, 30 times a day. Just take a nice deep breath, give it to earth, okay, ground it, I feel better. And I had to just do this so regularly in the beginning that then it became second nature. And my body just now does it naturally, automatically. Before and after sessions, I do more of a conscious grounding of myself and the animal or the person receiving the session as well. Yeah.
And in your experience, how many sessions, I don't want to say how many sessions, because everybody's different in every area that you work on can take its own time and in its own way. But if people start doing chakra work and grounding work, can they expect immediate benefits, or is it something that they'll notice subtly over time with your animal as well?
Yeah, it really depends on where you are on your journey as well. If you are in a place that you are really looking for this shift, and you spend a lot of time throughout the day to just get in touch with your own breath, and you use that breath a lot during the week, then you will have really fast shifts. If you really want the shift, but it still stays a mental wanting and a hard time to get in touch with your breath, then it's harder. Then it just takes a little bit longer. Then I would suggest to take a lot of visuals. I printed out a lot of visuals in the beginning about my own energy fields, grounding, and I would just stick them throughout my whole house. And that would help me a lot to just remind me to breathe, breathe, breathe. And usually within a week time, if you can dedicate yourself maybe 15 minutes, half hour each day, and you will get quick shifts. Same as with the animals. When the animals are ready and able to release, the shifts go really fast. I have to say sometimes it's harder to work with our own animals because we are emotionally more connected to them, and therefore observing is harder. So sometimes it's nice to work together with someone else that can hold space for you and your animal, and to maybe see it from a different perspective. Sometimes that's very nice, but you can do so much yourself just by spending that time in stillness and really letting time and space disappear within that time frame that you have with your animal.
Great. Thank you so much. So much wisdom. Thank you. Do you have any closing comments? I mean, I know for myself, I do want to say this, and you did speak to this. When a person is ready, or when an animal is ready, the shifts do happen a lot quicker. So, I mean, if people have more questions, they can reach out to you personally to see if perhaps the time is now for them or their pet.
I always love to have little chats with people.
Yeah.
Call, shoot me an email, send me a picture of your animal, for example.
I think that's a great way. If you're just wondering, even if there's an inkling, do reach out to Marieke and have a personal session, and sort of, you guys can have a personal chat, because everybody's different, every situation is different. And you might be thinking about it now, and it might not be until 6 months from now when you decide to actually do a healing session, because at that point you'll be ready. But there's preparatory work that happens within that window. And just even watching this video is a great start. Getting familiar with the language that we're using. And
it's exactly a journey of just gathering some information, looking into it, integrating it, having a little chat with someone, and really finding your own path in it. I work very intuitively, so I always say, when you feel ready, come and see me. Otherwise, just call me here and there, have a chat with me about how you're doing. And we are such a multi-dimensional beings and creatures in a way that it's such a beautiful journey, and it can go very gentle, and together with our animals, it's just beautiful to speak that silent language of energy.
Thanks, Marieke. Well, I look forward to see you in the next video next week.
Thank you. Thank you as well. I'm really looking forward to it.
And wishing everybody positive vibes for their week ahead. Everybody's
ready for his walk now.
He was so good. He wants to play now, but he totally deserves it.
Enjoy.
So good. He's telling us, okay, we gotta go. Okay, talk to you later.
Thank you so much. Bye-bye.
Bye.